You can get a few bits of, acres just all up here and stuff, and clean this out and go up there. Now we have, but most of it is up top, which we have another place that we can go around and get up to it. Not in my vehicle right now, but we can walk. But there's some areas that we can clean out. I'm thinking you get 20 plus acres of flatland up on top of the whole ridge line. Some really nice south-facing properties so that you can build some earthships and things like that up there and have the greenhouse. But yeah, right now kind of the property kind of sits this way. There's a little, I don't know, probably 10 plus acres that way, and then mostly it's over here. We have this 100 acres connects with this 100 acres connects with the 25 acres, which connects to another 40 acres. The other 40 acres is really nice. Hasn't been logged for 150 years. This has been logged probably 10 years ago there. And there's some really nice views of the Bryant Creek up there, and you can build things. And then we have property on that other side where that other hill is. There we have 100 acres over there, and which we have the Highway 14 crosses the middle, and then another creek there, and the ridge line up there. But but I'll come down here and I'll just show you this kind of cool stuff.
All right.
I've been telling you about. This is their start of it on this property right here. So the fence line goes through here, and we just own that part up there. So it kind of cuts down, but there's in the fall there's some great trails and stuff. So when we eventually get that other ranch, it'll connect all of our properties all together. And there's some wonderful walking trails and different things down here. Kind of a little bit rough here, but up there it's nice. I just kind of wanted to show you this creek. Just so it was cool, but it pops up from places from time to time. But we had that flood. Obviously, it was flooding up there.
See the sand.
Huge amounts of water. But shoot, I thought so. Basically, right here, we got up to that top of the hill up there. If you follow the post all the way up there, and then it's a little bit even further on the other side, and then we own all of this. And about another quarter mile down the road down there, we have that. And then this part is the old logging trail that gets us up to the top. And you can actually get up to the top and then come out down another logging trail a quarter mile down there. But this will really get access to about 150 acres of property. That's all on this side. So it's kind of nice. And then you have the other side behind us over there with the hill. We have 100 acres over there. So if you guys are interested, you want to hike up, get your exercise for the day,
let's do it.
We're going up the hill to the property up top where we can clear out and get about 30 acres of flat land. But down below there at the bottom of this is the creek. And that's kind of where I was figuring phase 1 would be, and up here would be phase 2, 3, 4, 5 and stuff, but kind of get something started next to the power, next to the water, next to easy on and off the highway there. So, but this will be other phases to develop. Right there, so Diamondback goes, I'm all backwards, but all the way it obviously runs there. I think it runs down there too, but that's Diamondback up on top of the hill. So this is kind of coming up top, and you can kind of see it does level off up here at the top that you could clear out, but there's some better places that you can get some really good 10 acres of cleared land really easy. That's flat. So kind of sitting on top. So, looks like to me at least 10 acres that you can clean out and have good flat land. Get the bulldozer and make it all level for that matter if you wanted to. But up on top. Oh, you got a bug on the front of the camera.
All right.
Okay, so we've been walking, I don't know, 15-20 minutes there. And so we just got off the 120 acres over here. This is right here, this fence line, that old fence line. This is the start of the 28 acres on top of our ceremonial grounds up on the hill up here. So there's some sections that we can clear out that has some good south facing areas to look at, and a few acres up here, and just kind of the ceremonial grounds there are at the bottom of this hill down here. So, and then the other 40 is over there, a couple hundred yards. Then that's where the other 40 goes. There's some cool little bluffs on the other side, overhangings, you know, 10-15 feet that you can sit back in there. That young braves would go do their vision quest on. Yeah. So this comes all to a head. You know, the one hill, one bluff, and the other hill, the other bluff, and it kind of points it into a little arrow, which I like because there's a nice little rock to sit on. Because of all the trees, but you know, the Bryant Creek down there, maybe we can see it a little bit better over here. Well, in wintertime you can have a nice view of the creek there, but our property officially ends about 50 yards where that other big tree is down there. It's kind of right there. It ends there, but then we own the 40 acres over there on top of that hill. So we basically merge a couple of these mountain chains here, hill chains or whatever. This one ends and then that one starts up over there. But, this little section down in the bottom here we don't own yet. But, well, this is our sacred cave. It's 30 feet tall here and about 28 feet wide through here. And then it goes back about 2.5 miles, 3 miles. That's been charted. There's a branch to the right that I don't think anyone's ever finished following. I know my daughter went back in there for quite a ways and it got pretty perilous. She said she was feet up against the wall, shimmering 15 feet on the ground there. But I've heard rumors that it goes for many, many more miles through there, but we know that this at least goes back 2.5 miles. There it has a little spring running through it. Right now there's hardly any water going through it, but this was all cleaned out during the ice age that came through, and the water runoff, it all just ate it away. But literally it has 15 feet high ceilings for most of the journey back in there, and it opens up to some big rooms. Right here there's about 5,000 square feet before it bends around the corner. But a really nice huge cave that we've had ceremonies in here. Oh, that light doesn't help out.
No.
Kind of a little bit, but we had some fires in here going and gathered around to have a ceremony. Driving through it now, at least not with.
What river is this?
This is the Bryant.
Bryant?
Yeah, this connects right up to the ceremonial grounds, the creek right in front of there.
And you said you have
30 acres on this side over here, and about 90 acres on this side. 91 acres on this side. Okay, here we're pretty much in the center of the 121 acres that we own here. That includes the sacred cave down there. I would imagine if you cleaned up all this used to be a field here. They used to farm it and have farming in through here, but if you cleaned up all this, you'd probably get 30 acres of good bottom land. The river's right over there. You can't see it over here, but some good bottom land, and then it goes up to the hill, which we own. But there's some good building spots up there. There's some little plateaus that you can go and build and do different things, or build homes on stilts. When we had the once in a 150-year storm, all this was flooded. And so there's lots of trees down and lots of things up there, but
yeah, you can see that it's up there on the deer stand.
yeah. So we've got some good bottom land to do things with it, and then the cave we could turn into a mushroom growing zone, and some places to build houses. The creek, and then the 30 acres over there, which has some really big trees, hasn't been logged very much. This one I think came in about 15-20 years ago and they cut it. So all of these trees really are all new trees. They cut it and then they left. But part of all of our connections.